Well, hello. Welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a mid-February 2023 reading for the sign of Gemini. If this is the first time to my channel, I got one card already, Gemini. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. We definitely have a message for you. No kidding. No kidding. And if you're returning, if I can get this out before we have more cards fly out, welcome back. A big shout out and a big thank you to anyone who's subscribed and or donated to my Buy Me a Coffee account, which can be found at the bottom of the description box. You copy and paste that into your browser, it takes you right there. I really, truly appreciate that. Okay. I'm just going to get right into it here. I'm not going to say a whole lot. But I do want to mention, there's a chance I may be interrupted in this video for a phone call that I'm waiting for pretty much all day. So I don't have any control over it. I can't take the call and then do the reading. So instead of just sitting around staring out the window, I need to get my readings done, okay? I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, I'll be right back, okay? So there'll be a small break in the video. You won't hardly notice it. Guaranteed. Okay, let's jump right into it. Seven of Hearts. See, this is the one that flipped out while I was talking there. This is disappointment. This is loss. It's usually around somebody who let you down, honestly. It's not necessarily traumatic to the point where you're having a hard time getting over it, but there's definitely some pain around that, with the hearts being emphasized on the emotional level. Six of Clubs, it has brought a lot of personal growth, probably emotionally, mentally, maybe spiritually. This personal growth is on many different levels. It can occur pretty much in any manner, but it also shows that you have more options and opportunities going forward. So that's actually a very positive thing. No matter how painful this has been, it's opening up new doors for you. The Five of Spades could have been something you broke yourself off from, or somebody, of course. It's the breakup card. It's changes coming around where things just need to be put to an end. Yeah, it's pretty blunt. Could have been out of your control. Could have been unexpected. Could have been sudden. I think it has a lot to do with that. So this might be a relationship reading for you here, Gemini. Six of Hearts. Well, look at that. Very nice to see that. This tells me that you are not hanging on to any of that hurt. You're actually very open to exploring new relationships. The opportunities are going to be here for you. This is a snapshot of what's going on for you now. It's not your advice, so you probably already kind of feel that in your reality. Despite the breakup, despite the growing pains, you're moving on. What else can you tell me about Gemini in mid-February 2023? Queen of Diamonds could have involved a earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. I tend to see the Queen of Diamonds associated with Taurus just because there's an influence. Well, there is an influence, but there's a what's the word? There's a emphasis. That's the word I meant to say. Emphasis on finance and monetary, material things. And Taurus, out of those earth signs, I think Taurus has the best head on their shoulders about it. I don't know. There's something about the Queen energy that resonates for me with that. If you weren't involved with a Taurus, or don't have anybody around you, this is possibly what you're doing. You're focusing on your finance. Yeah, I'm not picking up either way. I think it could go either way. I'm not picking up a particular pattern with that. Maybe now that you've gone through this emotional thing, even though you're open and possibilities are there, they're out there for you, you're just like focusing on practical matters. There's nothing wrong with that. And especially with this 10 of diamonds, it literally flipped. I don't know if you saw that. It flipped like out of the deck while I was speaking. This is it's a major chapter that's wrapped up in your life that has brought great success and prosperity. And I do want to say that if you're not rolling in the dough with the big fat bank account at the moment, you are abundant in some way. There's some prosperity to be gained other than monetarily. I think most people would agree. We could feel very abundant and not necessarily have a mansion and a kingdom. But I see that coming out with that Queen of Diamonds, is that's what you're kind of focused on, your success at the moment. And that could be wrapped up with career. And look at this. The Six of Diamonds, more options and opportunities here to take financial responsibility, paying off debts, tying up loose ends, getting rid of credit cards, paying off your car maybe, buying new appliances, you name it. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that you're focused on just getting practical money matters, financial matters in order, and everything is really nice for you in that area anyway. I don't see it as like you're not in this relationship anymore, therefore you're going to go seek a partner. I think it's just something that's going on at the same time. The partnership, the relationship is, it's just another thing going on that's, it's not going on anymore because it's over. And you're just going on with your success. I think that's something that's been going on for a while is what I'm trying to get at. And the Jack of Clubs, you may be dealing with a younger fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. This person is very supportive and generous. I mean, literally, it could just be like a friend of yours. It doesn't necessarily mean somebody romantic, for example. I mean, it could be somebody in your family. It could be a younger sibling. This could be you embodying the energy. Actually, I'm getting with this one very clearly that it's somebody around you. Yeah, like you have a younger fire sign buddy. If you don't know their sign, you might want to do some research on that and just maybe try to figure out who that is. But they're being a support to you right now. All in all, maybe in this financial, pursuit, but probably all in all, whatever breakup you're going through, you have that support by you, which is very good. It's not very nice to see. Things are pretty up in the air for you, though, overall. And this is the black and white joker, so this is the full energy. If you've heard me talk about full energy, some readers see this as a new start. Yeah, it can be looked at that way. I see it as just not knowing what lies ahead. So, sure, when we're on a new start, we don't know exactly how things are going to turn out. But we didn't see any aces come out here, so I don't think you're starting something necessarily. It's just that you don't know what the future holds. Nothing wrong with that. It can be a little bit daunting, especially if you're coming out of a dark period. But I'm actually not seeing that for you down here. I'm actually seeing very positive. Well, you're hurt and you're going through some pain, but I don't see anything else that's indicating it's dragging you down, and you're focused on it and obsessing. I don't know why the word obsessing wanted to come out, but I was like, what's that word, obsessing? You're not obsessing about it. You're not letting it hold you back. It's just like the future's open. And whatever ended here for you, yeah, you don't know what lies ahead. You don't know what next relationship is going to come along for you, because obviously you have to end one relationship to go into another. Most of us do it that way. Some of us meet somebody before one relationship ends. Don't recommend that. I think things get really hairy, convoluted, and just kind of crazy, and it can be very damaging and hurtful. So yeah, I think that's all I got to say about that. I'm just going to go ahead into the advice. Achievement. Something completed here that you have, you're feeling very satisfied with. Could have a lot to do with that 10 of diamonds. I won't lie about that. Or it could just be overall, you're feeling very content in your life right now, that you've achieved what you set out to achieve, you know, like setting goals. There we go. Here's a new start for you. So you're looking for new knowledge or skills in some area, or you're being encouraged to go in that direction. Honestly, Gemini, I'm not seeing a particular direction so far, if that's like emotionally learning new skills or practically, again with the practical matters, because I see that I just want to emphasize all the success down here. I don't see that you necessarily need to expand on that. I mean, maybe you do because you enjoy it and you're on a roll, but again, you've reached some kind of achievement, so maybe this is like the next chapter that you need to work on. I'll just leave it at that. Just kind of a new area to go into. But again, it could be about the emotional aspects that have fallen apart over here. Well, we very much could be on this entrepreneurship path for you in this reading. The Eight of Diamonds talks about putting hard work and effort and energy and time into something and it paying off. And this is your advice. So if you're learning something new and you're going to explore something on your own, whether you're self-employed or not, it's a solo effort in the sense that you take on the initiative to start it. So it's still a solo effort, even if you're not going to open up your own business. Because that's not for everybody. Right? That just isn't. I mean, side hustles these days are so easy to do. Like, you can open an Etsy shop on the side and still have like this career, you know, this full-time career that takes up a lot of your time. The Etsy shop, once it gets started, pretty much runs itself. It just depends what you're selling. But you're being encouraged to do that. And I do see it wrapped up with that Ace of Clubs. Queen of Clubs and Two of Clubs. So some kind of communication needs to occur here. Now the Queen of Clubs could again be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Somebody with some power or authority. Maybe you need to talk to somebody about you. This is just popping into my head, so I'm just going to say it. Talk to somebody about helping you get something started. Maybe you need some financing. You need to borrow some money. Maybe you need to talk to somebody about how to go about doing this. Somebody who has some knowledge. The Queen does not necessarily mean it's a female. But again, it's somebody who's supportive and generous, and you know that if you ask for their help, they'll probably help you. Right? And the Two of Clubs is just about you not approaching them yet. The Two of Clubs says you need to communicate with them. You need to tell them what you're thinking and what you need. I always see that communication card as when you finally break that ice, you're going to restore the harmony and balance. Because twos talk about balance. And that Queen of Clubs, I don't think that's you. I think it's somebody outside of you. I think there's somebody around you, I think, that can help you with this. That's what I'm seeing, because you've achieved something on your own, but I think you want to do something else. I think you're just that ambitious enough. Yes, you are. So let's go ahead and ask for more cards of advice. So that's one message. We might get a second one here, or it might be a continuation of what I just talked about. Four of Hearts. Yes, again, you have this support and connection around you. The Fours talk about things being really settled and secure in your home, in your lifestyle, you know. Where you're living is a safe place to live. You're meeting your bills, all your needs are being met. You have a warm place to sleep, etc. But you also have that support and feeling cared for. Whether it's family, if you're not, you know, involved with somebody, because there is some kind of relationship that ended here. So this would be talking to a Gemini, not necessarily in a relationship, but you still have that support around you. Could be that Jack of Clubs again, that friend, that fire sign. You are desiring this companionship, though, with this Two of Hearts. This really does speak that way. Sometimes if we're just kind of focused on business, I see this as you wanting somebody on the same page with you in business. Kind of like the two Steves, for example, that started Apple Computers. You know, two people who are really, they're, how do you say that? Their minds are so much alike, and they and in some ways complement so much each other, that you have kind of this intimate relationship with somebody, and you make something spectacular happen because you're so tuned into each other and the goals that you're trying to achieve, right? But I actually don't see it necessarily aimed at business. I see it as you probably kind of in the background, this program is running, that you still want that companionship in your life. You're still looking for that person by your side to complement you, balance things out, someone to come home to, whatever that means for you. You know, there's so many non-traditional family situations these days. We can't put them all in the same box, for sure. Two of Diamonds. Interesting is this talking about partnerships and harmony, because this is balance and harmony in finances, but it usually talks about that being in a relationship of some sort. Now, if you're not in a relationship, and like I just said, I'm probably speaking to Geminis who aren't in relationship, you could just have this going for you right now, balance and harmony in finance. I mean, down here, there seems to be a lot of that, especially with that Ten of Diamonds that's hidden there. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of affirming that for some reason. I'm going to ask for another card of advice. So you got this connection, support in the home, this desire for closeness, companionship, and your finances looking really sweet. Okay, here it is. This is the ultimate advice to get things going for you. This is the card that says you need to get out there and socialize and spend time with family and friends. Get out there and have a good time. Whatever that means, whatever part of the world you're in. Where I am, it's winter, so it's kind of hard to get out and do things outdoors, so it's more about indoor activities, concerts, going to movies, if people are feeling safe to do that again, despite COVID and other things going around like the flu. The Eight of Hearts also it lends promise in a sense. I'm not making a promise to you, but it kind of says, you know, if you go out there and you put yourself out there, you're going to meet that special person. So I see that as kind of addressing that Two of Hearts. It's kind of speaking to that and saying, yeah, the more you mingle, the more you the more you socialize and be social, that person is going to arrive. Not sure when, we don't have a crystal ball, but you are ready for that. The Six of Hearts back here, I mean, kind of said that from the get-go, that you're ready for that. And you're coming out of this period of, maybe this relationship here that broke off wasn't real long-term. It was just somebody that you were interested in, maybe half-heartedly, and it just kind of ended, you know, suddenly and not great. I'm going to say badly, because badly sounds like, oh my gosh, they stabbed me in the back and they cheated on me and they stole from me. No, it was just something that it turned sour and you walked away from it, and maybe they hurt your feelings and you're feeling hurt from it for some reason, but you're not hanging on to this. 'Cause this is open. This is the open road to relationships. And this is the key. Okay? There's that emphasis again for you. I think I'm going to end it there. It's a pretty clear reading for me. And I hoped it helped. Hoped you got some insight into that. Hope it gave you some guidance. Some hope if you needed some hope. But it looks like you're sitting pretty right now, Gemini. Things are looking pretty good. If you'd like to see when the next reading comes out, make sure you have subscribed and hit notifications, or you can just check back in with my channel and see where things are at. If you'd like to make that small donation to the channel, help support me, you can go to that link in the bottom of the description box, copy and paste that into your browser. Presto! You are there. It's that simple. And it helps support my tea habit. Kind of kidding with that. It's not just for that. But I like to say that anyway, right? I will see you guys again soon. Take care until I do.